All right, new Imaginarium Theater is out. Cryo, Dendro, and Electro Element. We'll check that out together. I'll give you the best teams, best things to do in this Imaginarium Theater. Get all the stars, because now getting all at least 9 stars out of 10 will give you some extra rewards, a little bit of artifact XP, a transient resin that lasts for a week after you claim it. And an elixir. The elixir is pretty nice. It's not game breaking, but it is kind of cool. And as usual, you get the 800 primos, or is it 800, something like that, plus some mora and stuff. So this is quite nice. And yeah, I mean, Dendro, Electro, Cryo at first glance doesn't seem too good. Uh, Dendro and Cryo don't react together. Electro, Cryo, Superconduct, not that great. The only one that is supposed to be good is Dendro Electro, but Hoyoverse did something very good with this Imaginarium Theater and very, very cool. So I will show you that real quick. As usual, in the Imaginarium Theater, I highly recommend, in general, honestly, having your characters level 70, even if they're not built, you will be able to use them in the early stages. Keep the good ones for later, and then you can invite a friend character once again. So if someone has a C6 something or a C2 or whatever, it can be pretty helpful. In terms of bosses, for the bosses, we got the J Plume Terror Shroom first. The Trial Sino can definitely take care of it. You can use like literally the whole trial team that you get at the start can take care of the first 3 stages like really easily. So you can definitely use that. Especially if you get a few buffs as well. After that, the Baptismal Bishop is basically the local legend, so it's gonna have like a Hydro Shield after some time. So you gotta make sure you got some Dendro to break the shield, but the HP is not too insane. But make sure you have Dendro to be able to break the Hydro Shield. There's not too many other mechanics. It sucks your energy though. It jumps a lot. It got a lot of AoE, so you gotta be careful with that. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Then you got Simon. So Simon, you need Electro, you need Dendro also, preferably to break the invisibility on this boss. So make sure you save at least one Dendro character and Electro character for this stage by the time you get to it. So on stage 8. And then final boss is the new Nalan boss, where you need a lot of cryo to cancel the mechanic of the boss. So otherwise it's going to get a lot of resistance. So the more cryo you bring to that stage, plus of course you want one or two other element to use the buffs from the IT. But yeah, make sure you save some cryo, preferably at least 2 cryo, like a Ganyu Shenhe or Yaka Shenhe or Ganyu Yaka, Rosaria, Kaya, stuff like that. All these characters, at least save 2 for the last stage. It's pretty important. Now, in terms of buffs, so the buffs in this Imaginarium Theater are actually pretty cool. I mean, Electro Cryo, same as usual. You get some Super Honda, you get some extra cryo damage. There's still a buff that can give you some Dendro damage as well. So let's say you maximize the other 2 buffs and you're still looking for more Dendro damage. Could go on the left or the right. They're actually the same kind of. So go on the left or the right side of the of this buff tree. Here you get some some cryo damage. Here you get some electro damage. So those can be useful. The left side is more for physical damage, so I wouldn't recommend unless you play Eula. But yeah, if you go on the right side, it's pretty good. You get some you get a decent amount of extra damage. Classic Electro Dendro, you will gain some Dendro and Electro damage. Will spawn some stuff that deals extra damage as well. But very, very solid buffs, like 50% here. Here you get some, you do some 200% damage in AoE or something from the summoned damage thing. Here you gain extra damage as well. So like, I think the right side is a little bit better overall, but both work. Honestly, the buffs are very, very solid, especially the later you get in the run. And the right side, they created a new sort of reaction between Dendro and Cryo, which is pretty nice. It's called Rhyme Grass. Basically, when you apply Cryo and Dendro on an enemy, it will start taking more damage. So here, 45% increased damage from Cryo and Dendro. And after that, it will also summon a thorn, and that thorn can upgrade with the blessing levels. So when you go on the right tree, the thorn that you will summon, instead of dealing a lot of damage, it will buff your team. Here you can see you can get up to 90% damage bonus, 90% cryo, dendro, electro, and physical damage bonus. So it works for everyone basically. So this is really, really insane. And then here after that, the more you go, the more rush red you get. And then the more damage bonus you get here if you get a 22.5% damage bonus. So this is really, really insane. Really, really good. Honestly, if it becomes a real reaction in the future, that would be crazy. That would be really, really fun. So I hope they do that in the future, honestly. Maybe not the exact same thing, but something similar. Maybe not as strong as well, of course, but something similar with Dendro Cryo could be fun. So very good blessing, and you really can deal a lot of damage with basically anyone in this Imaginarium Theater. Also, in this IT, you can have 3 extra guest star. So you got Xingqiu, you got Shengling, you got Farina, and you got Deya to add to this Imaginarium Theater. So if you have those characters, it's pretty nice. Farina can give you some pretty good damage bonus. You can use Xingqiu for some Hyper Bloom as well if you got Cookie, plus all the Dendro that we get. Shangling is just nice in general. You can bring her for some melts as well, or if you play with Kinich, she can bring the Pyro with Deya and Kinich and Emily. So those are pretty nice. Xingqiu, Shangling, really some of the best character in the game, and Farina as well. So still do some cool stuff, even if you don't have all the best character from each element. As usual, if you get the maximum amount of characters, you can get extra damage, extra buffs, and stuff like that. Classic, at the start, always choose to get some extra character. It's really important so you don't run out of characters later. Even if they're shit at the start, you can get rid of them. If you got the extra flowers from getting enough characters, you can start taking a few buffs still. Especially the Rhyme Grass is really broken. So take that. You can take 1 or 2. Here I got another character, so I will take another character. I'll take a Ching.
Let's finish this quickly.
And I'll take Rhyme Grass again. And you really want to go on the Magnetizing Thorn, I think. The Magnetizing Thorn is really, really good. Like, it's really so much damage. Highly recommend going that path. And then, as usual, Rune Guard Chambers are pretty easy. Yeah, Rune Monsters, Chambers are pretty easy. You got the Wyobs as well. Honestly, the Wyobs are not that bad. Even the Trial Sino can clear the Wyobs pretty quickly. So don't feel, especially the first Chambers are not too bad. Honestly, first stage, first 1 or 2 stages, I would recommend just to get the Sino. Unless you really love Sino, your Sino is broken. Maybe, I don't know. But in my opinion, probably the worst option in this whole IT with Chi-Chi, with Mika. Unless you play Eula, but even if you play Eula, honestly, like, you probably want to save her for later. You can save Mika as well, but still be useful at the start to get rid of the earlier chambers. So usually what I would do in this IT is Sino, Chi-Chi, Mika, and then last can be just Kole, for example, or Baiju if you got if you manage to grab another Dendro. And then yeah, you can see here, boom, I got the Rhyme Grass. So it summons a Thorn that will deal some damage and buff my character. And then here I will have like a lot of damage actually. It's gonna be pretty insane. You can see the Thorn is infused with the element that it buffs, I guess. Not sure what that means exactly, but yeah, you get a lot more damage. Here you see my Sino is not even like reacting and I'm still doing pretty good damage.
Orders given. Orders received.
Boom. You see it's infused with Cryo right now, so... And yeah, I mean, first stage, very easy, pretty fast. So use the worst characters that you have here always to make sure you don't have them for later and they don't ruin your run. Yeah, first 2, 3, 4 stages eventually. Highly recommend getting as many characters as possible. You can take 1 or 2 buffs if needed, but then yeah, honestly, getting the characters is much more useful, I would say. Like, if you run out of characters, it doesn't matter what buffs you have. Now, honestly, for the second stage as well, I would still use the same team that I consider the worst team potentially. Maybe I'll... Honestly, in my opinion, this team is the worst team possible, so get rid of it. Use them for the bad stage. And ironically, the attack speed on Mika with Sino is kind of funny. So, boom. So first boss, honestly, make sure you have at least 1 electro character available for this. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to the Nahida, even though I don't want to save it for later, but it's fine. And then here, we just DPS. Honestly, if you use Electro against this guy, like he's gonna start running. He can start running instead of not moving too much. But once it runs a little bit, after that, it basically stays stunned for a while. So it's pretty nice.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter.
And you can just start DPSing as much as possible, and it goes pretty fast. Doesn't have that much HP, so yeah, you can bring your you can save your Cyno for this if you want to play Cyno. The trial one should be enough damage to have the support to go with him. Official is a good one. You can do Sarah if you have C6 Sarah or something like that. And goodbye. Not really crazy mechanic with this boss. It's just an old boss, so we've seen it a lot of times. And honestly, to get the stars, you got a decent amount of time as well. So let's get Yansan. And then honestly, my favorite combo this Abyss is gonna be having the buffs for Dendro and Cryo, and having the buffs for Electro and Dendro. So you can do like 2 Cryo, 1 Dendro, and 1 Electro character in the team in general, and you'll get a lot of damage overall, so it's gonna be very, very good. And then once again, the Rune Guard enemies are always the best. Honestly, the Eremites are also pretty nice for the Leyline Monolith defense. So yeah, the Eremites are great, the Rune Guards are great. Not these ones are okay. It's not too bad. You can get the just Rune Guards, it's nice. But I don't think they do them anymore. This guy also is not too bad. The Nalan monster, the Secret Source Automaton Hunter Seeker, it's not too bad. It's just 1 at a time. You can like literally never kill it. If you have Auron, you can taunt it, and then you can just hold, honestly. So this stage is probably the easiest stage, honestly, the whole run. Almost, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you can just attack it and then try to deal the least amount of damage possible. See, sometimes having no damage is almost even better here. Like if my Varisa was doing 0 damage, I would just not kill this guy ever, and I would just not take any damage on the Monolith. So even if you have a level 70 character with no artifacts on this stage, it's even better than than having a character that deals a lot of damage. So yeah, that's basically it for this one. Pretty good. The Rune Guards are pretty nice. The Eremites are pretty nice. You don't have to struggle too much about targeting and stuff. So for the second boss, if you have Tighnari, it's really, really good. Like he's gonna destroy the shield in general. If you kept like Fischl, or if you got Cookie or something like that, just a little bit of extra Electro, it's gonna be really, really good. So you can see here, especially if you got a few blessings as well, it's gonna be pretty nice. So here, Tighnari destroys this guy. Like, oh my god, he doesn't have that much HP. My Tighnari is pretty good on this account, to be fair. Actually even better on my second account, but and you can see Dendro really destroys that shield really fast, so if you can bring some Dendro, it is pretty nice. I mean, you kind of want some Dendro. Tighnari, Nahida, Yao Yao, if you can have double Dendro, it's kind of nice. And then after that, you should be fine. So nothing crazy, not a ton of HP again. If you have a few buffs, it's gonna go pretty fast. Now, classic Simon clear here. If you got Tighnari, if you got Nahida saved for this one, it would be perfect. You can bring Xingqiu as well if you can for the Hyper Bloom, but just double Dendro Electro is gonna be perfect. So here, for example, I'll do Fischl, Nahida. I'll do Tighnari, Fischl, Nahida, Cookie, and then Nahida will help you track the boss with the icon as well when it goes invisible, so you don't have to struggle finding it. And Electro plus Dendro applied on the boss while it's invisible will reveal the boss as well. You can see here, he has Dendro on it. If I apply Electro, boom, it cancels the invisibility, so it's pretty nice. And yeah, after that, pretty straightforward. It is a little tankier. I mean, the further we go, the tankier the bosses get, so gotta be a bit more careful and try to maximize the buffs a little bit, but yeah. I'll approach you. Alright, nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Simon. The bosses this rotation are not too complicated, not crazy rotation. They're pretty old bosses that we've seen for a long time already. So I think most experienced players will remember those and know how to play against them. So here, I'll take another buff. Go. I'll stick a guy. Let's get Ganyu.
What
Honestly,
are my
if you can
orders?
save a Ganyu Shenhe team for the last boss, it is really perfect. Alright, and now for the last boss, my recommended team, best option in my opinion, is going to be either Ganyu Shenhe Escoffier with Yao Yao or just like Nahida or whatever Dendro left you have. You could also replace Escoffier with an Electro character last. So, for example, can be if you have Fischl left, it would be the best, or Yai or something like that. Here I could do like Cookie or something, but honestly, triple Cryo with Yao Yao is going to be insane. And the Cryo is really important for this boss to cancel the mechanic. You'll see. You see when the boss spawns, there's a gauge at the top. Not gonna spawn. Yeah, you see the gauge here that is filling up. Every time you apply Cryo, it cancels the gauge like refill. So this helps keep the boss taking a big amount of damage. And you can see here my Ganyu is doing 80k
No touching.
with thanks to the buff, 100k here thanks to the buff from the Rhinegrass, which is the Dendro Cryo reaction buff.
Born of ice
And yeah, having the Cryo here is really important, so try to bring at least 2 Cryo. And you can see here, technically no reaction. Technically no reaction, everyone is C0, and we are destroying this guy. We are destroying this guy. I'm playing like shit, but that was pretty chill, honestly. Everyone is C0 R1. Everyone is C0 R1. But yeah, I mean, if you bring Electro, it's even better, honestly. I was a bit faster with an Electro character other than like Escoffier. If you manage to get some Cryo Electro buffs or Dendro Electro buffs on top of the Cryo Dendro, but the Cryo Dendro buff is really the best option in this Imaginarium Theater, in my opinion. And I think that's pretty much it for this IT rotations, honestly. In terms of best rooms to pick, I gave most of my tips about that. The Rune Guards in general are gonna be the best option. The Eremites for the defense is also pretty good. There are like Rune monsters in general for every chamber is like the best option. And then for the bosses, all the gameplay has been explained in the video. And Dendro Cryo buff, really good, really fun. Honestly, the animations are kind of cool as well. So, and yeah, getting the stars, honestly, I don't think too complicated this time around. And then once you collect, once you complete this, you go in the rewards, reward preview. You collect your Stella rewards here, and then use your elixir, and you get a no roll in crit substat, and then you're happy, and then you wait for the next rotation. They also added some. There's Wolf B. There's Wolf B. Where did he go? Oh, I think he was here. Yeah. They also added some new poses. You got Diluc, Tarzan, Diona, and Kaching. Diona pretty cute. Kaching pretty nice. Tarzan's okay. Diluc is Diluc. So yeah, I think that's basically it for this Imaginarium Theater. Let me know if you have any more questions. Feel free to comment, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you still need help, yeah, I still have questions, feel free to join the Discord. I don't do Imaginarium Theater for viewers. Like, I don't log in people's account and clear it for them. But yeah, if you have any questions, if you need any help other than that, I'm happy to be there for you. And I'll see you